Hello everybody and a very good afternoon, good morning, welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Here we are, end of the week already, can you believe it? It's Friday. This week has absolutely flown over. Second week of our new schedule, we're getting used to it now. Remember the times, we're live at 1 and 5. Yes, so today it is, well, a bit of a soft Friday, which is quite nice, isn't it, leading into the weekend. Later on, live at 5, we have got a craft along, which we're looking forward to. 5, Jamie, live at 5. Come on, remember the catchphrase. That is coming your way at midday Eastern. It's 9 a.m. Pacific. And right now we have got the softer side of life. So lots of goodies coming up. If you're into your soft craft, you're going to have a great couple of hours. If you don't normally do soft craft and you're tuning in right now, you're thinking, why not stay and watch with us? You learn something new, pick up a new hobby. Maybe you're someone perhaps who used to do a bit of sewing and quilting back in the day and you're wanting to get back into it. Maybe this is going to be the show that is going to give you that nudge in that direction. We'd love to have your company, so please stick with us. And today we do launch our Random Crafts of Kindness. 3 days where we are basically giving back to you. No, we sort of started it last night on that Cartload show where we're giving you loads of free goodies. Well, we're giving you free goodies when you shop with us over the course of this weekend. Different free gift each and every day when you spend 10. So you've got to spend dollars, pounds, euros. Today's free gift is this stamp set, which is called Reach for the Stars. So you've got all of these beautiful, beautiful stamps in there, like baby boy, baby girl, little boy, little girl, maid, love, father, thank you, with you bright, a super shine your, and reach stars. You can obviously take those off separately and build that into a more cohesive sentence, but that's what you're going to get when you shop and spend 10, and it will automatically be added into your cart. Free gift each and every day, and it changes right throughout the event. Now I'm super excited because obviously it is the softer side. I haven't done one of these shows for 3-4 months, something like that. I couldn't even tell you, and I feel like I've not seen this lady. Well, I haven't seen her this year. I think last time I saw her was just before Christmas. I'm delighted to say she's back. One of my absolute faves. She is looking bright and breezy. She is looking gorgeous. She's looking, what's that word? Vibrant. Oh. And the hair, we can all in the comments appreciate the hair because I spent a lot of time in the green room earlier on. I was marvelling because I've never seen anyone, and she had special gloves on and everything. It's the lovely Becky Swan. It's the lovely Becky Swan. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks.
Yeah.
I almost forgot how to get here because I haven't been here for such a long time. But I'm back. I'm back.
You're here.
I'm here.
And your hair is, you had like gloves on and stuff and everything. You were...
Yeah, I have gloves on because I've burnt myself many times. In fact, not that you can see, but I've actually got a scar here where I burnt my face on it. Oh, it's very hot.
Don't put them on your face.
Very dangerous, yeah. You've got to be careful. So my gloves are to protect my fingers.
Oh, but you've been away, haven't you? You've been like around the globe.
I've been away and I've been back and I've been away and away. Yeah, so I came back yesterday morning. So I'm a little bit discombobulated, I have to say, because it feels like it's early morning for me now.
Oh.
But it's fine. I'll be all right. I might have to have a little sleep in between shows.
You got 2 hours.
Yeah, I have. And I think it's a little bit under here. It's a little bit like a bunk bed kind of system.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'm going to take the top bunk.
Okay. If we can't find you later on, know exactly where you are. You do know that the couch in the green room folds out, doesn't it, into a bed?
It does, yeah, and it's got that really, really comfy cushion on it as well.
It's like a pregnancy pillow.
Yeah, a pregnancy pillow. It is a pregnancy pillow, but it's quite cosy. But yes, I might have to have a little bit of a nap, or maybe some chocolate. It's probably going to be chocolate, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's time for both, to be fair. But it's lovely to have you back. We've got some great deals coming up, which we'll get into. We have got up to 80% off across the Save a Stitch range. We've also got some fabulous fabrics on the show too. So do make sure you stick with us. Few hellos. We've got Jan on the socials. Also Linda. Have we got Linda and Jan? Jan and Linda? Linda and Jan? I'm not quite sure. They're both there at the minute anyway. And already in is Olga saying, just thought I'd peek in whilst warming up the car on the way to work. So can't watch. Oh, hope everyone has a wonderful day. Well, it was lovely to have you for that brief moment, Olga. And hi. So Sarah Brownlee says, hello everyone, hoping everyone is doing well. So nice to see Becky and Ben sending love and hugs to all the CTV crew and all behind the scenes and crafty friends from Melbourne, Australia. We've got Double J making it pay in the gallery for you today. We have got Jamie on the ones and twos, boop, 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 boop. And we've got Big Dog, producer Johnny, basically telling us what to do. And right now, he's telling me to get ready to look at some pictures. So I'm ready and poised. Here we go. I believe we are going to be starting off with these. Your multimedia patchwork dies, a 70% saving here. You're going to be seeing some unbelievable deals right across the board today. This is your three-piece collection where you're going to be getting your jewel, you're getting your elongated hexagon, and also your clamshell in there as well. Should be 120 quid, pretty much, $120. You are down to £28.79.
Wow.
$28.76 if you're planning them. That is wow, isn't it?
Yeah, a real wow.
Practically giving them away. So that's what we're going to be looking at first. We've also got some diamonds and triangles.
I love that song.
Yeah.
It was a good song.
It isn't though, is it?
It's not, no.
What is it? Diamonds and...
Diamonds and Pearls.
Oh, Diamonds and Pearls. Nearly. This is the Diamond and Pearls patchwork collection. 24 dies in total there. Again, look at the saving. That is £95, $102 worth of dies for just £22.79 or $24.69. That is a great buy. Also fantastic. And all of these kind of things, especially these ones here, relevant to you, I think, if you are a paper crafter, because the multimedia nesting dies, these are the circles and the triangles. How handy to have these for your, your card projects as well. Great for your apertures, great for creating mats and layers. £11.99 or $19.18 for what should be a £50 or $80 bundle. Jump in and grab these. And remember, if you grab that deal there, you're still going to get your free gift there of those stamps. And we've also got the Soho Made patchwork dies as well. This again is a 4-piece collection, but it's 8 dies in total with all of the different shapes you've got for £6.70 or $9.55 if you're a platinum member. So lots of deals to be had. Hi to Polly, who's joined us from Brownstown, Florida. And Carletta Morris, who says, good morning, everyone, from Arkansas. Keep the comments coming through, right? Any questions you've got, fire them in. We would love to hear from you. We're going to have a look at some of the fabric. Now, I'm panicking here just a little bit because I haven't got this one in front of me. I'm assuming oh, no, is it all out of order?
Well, it might have been out of order because we were playing catch with them earlier on.
No. It's in the order that it was in.
Oh,
right, hang on. This is going to be no, I've got the name, so this is going to be a fun game. No, it's fine. I'll follow you, and I'll find them. Okay. So it is now time to have a look at the
Fabric of the week.
First up. Oh, never. That's not the one I thought you were going to... I don't think I've got this one. I don't think I've got this at all. Oh, hang on. No, wait there. No, I ain't got that one. No, I haven't got that one. What's the next one? Next one. Dizzy Floral on Blue I can do. Dizzy Floral on Blue. Here we go. So this is your first fabric. You have to remind me here. Do we get these in half meters?
The half metre, yeah. And I think you can order up to 4 or 6. In one go.
Okay. It's been a while since I've done these softer side shows because before we had like the fabric loose, but now we've got them in little baggies. Is that so I can't kind of mess them up, pretty much?
I'd take them out of the bags.
I'm not doing that.
No, but Tracy's gone, so you don't have to be frightened of her anymore.
Huh?
Tracy's gone. Tracy's not here. She's gone home.
Actually?
Yeah, take them out. Go on, take them out.
I don't want to rip the... But then, no, I'm going to leave it in for now. £5.39 or $7.91. That is your Ditzy Floral on Blue.
Nice.
Next. It's the same pattern.
Ooh, I like it with the blue.
Eh? So would you, maybe?
Together? Yeah.
I could see a shirt in that sort of design there,
Oh my
actually.
goodness me. Ugh.
I didn't wear that shirt yesterday. It's sort of similar-ish, but anyway, it's $5.39, $7.91. Next up. Floral dots on blue.
Ooh, that's nice.
These aren't new fabrics, are they? But I feel like I've not seen them.
We've had a lot of fabrics on over the last couple of months. I mean, so many. We've got lots of different ranges, and we've got quite a lot in each range.
Yeah.
So these have some of them you would have seen before if you've watched the shows before, or you might have seen on the website before.
And Lewis and Irene as well. Good fabric.
Yeah, really good quality fabrics. They wash very well, and they also. I'm sorry, I feel really short today. I've not got my big shoes on. Normally I'm this tall and I feel really short. But they wash really well and they iron well. They've got a nice kind of feel to them, almost like a silky feel, but they are 100% cotton.
If you like the dot blue, we've got the same on the red there, which I can show you too. All of these are at $5.39 or $7.91. Next up, small flowers on blue. Oh, have I got that? Let me have a look. Oh yeah, I have. Yeah, I have. Here we go. It's all coming together now. Oh, that's quite cute. Sort of more like a little ditzy sort of teeny print. You've then got it in pink as well. $5.39 or $7.91 by the half
That'd be
metre.
lovely if you were making something for new baby.
New babies. New baby.
Dungas in those colours.
Ah, dungas. I used to love a pair of dungas.
Yeah, I've seen you wearing them still.
You
You've got a
could?
don't you wear them? I've seen you wearing a little pair of dungas, corduroy, with a little pocket here just for biscuits. No?
You know what the story behind my dungas goes is I used to think, remember Neighbours back in the day with
I do,
Craig
yeah.
McLaughlin, Henry?
Yeah.
I used to think he was really cool with his like big
Curly
mullet.
hair, yeah.
And he always used to wear dungarees. So I got a pair of dungarees when I was about maybe 14, 15 and used to wear them around thinking I was the coolest thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like you say, sometimes I used to wear like one strap.
Oh, yeah.
And then
What?
other times I'd wear them.
But like a pop star with nothing on underneath. Yeah.
Yeah. Bit like Peter Andre, yeah. Next up, heart, natural. I really like the designs on these. How cute are these? You're gonna have to come in just a little bit because they've got little hearts on them, and you've got these across like three different colours. So that's your natural. You've then got your red, and then you've also got your blue as well. How cute are the
they're
designs
nice.
here?
You know what I'd use those for? I'd be like Scandinavian kind of napkins, that kind of thing. So like a natural Hessian napkin, cutting some of these out with some little hearts. We've got those nesting heart dies. Aren't on the show, but probably on the website, and cut those out and put those on the top. They would look lovely with those.
Yeah, maybe
those
like
colours.
a little neckerchief with those would look quite nice, or a little pocket square as well. I think they'd look quite
Or
cute.
cravat.
A nice.
Honestly, a softer show is just about Ben talking about fashion, his clothing. It's like the clothes show. If you ever watched that in the 1980s, that's what it's like with Ben on a softer show.
Used to love the clothes show. That was on a Sunday night, wasn't it? About 5:30.
Yeah.
Ah, dear. But no, when I do look at the majority of the fabrics that we've got on this show, I always, I mean, I know you probably thinking of, making quilts and home decor pieces and all these kind of things, but I just look at them and think, and like this one, for example, I think, well, that would look magnificent on a shirt.
Well, I think most of the designs actually come from Ben's shirts.
Yeah.
That's what we do when, they're trying to work out what kind of designs. Lewis and Irene want photographs of Ben in shows, in shirts.
Yeah.
And that's where they take their inspiration from.
I've no doubt about it, actually. You've got that in green as well, that same design.
Oh, I
Maybe
like
we
that.
should do a show where, we craft along and make me... we gradually over time make me a wardrobe of clothes. Because I'm getting to that point now where you guys probably know, like same shirt, same waistcoat on shows. So,
Okay, but that's fine. I can make you many waistcoats. I'm not keen on putting sleeves in. I'm just putting that out there, so everything you'll have will be sleeveless.
Be good for the summer though.
I could do a puff sleeve.
Yeah, I think I'd look good in one of those. Yeah. That is the flower chains on green and then on blue. I've only got one left here, which isn't the one that you've got on the screen. It's Ditzy Floral on cream is what I've got left to show you in the studio. And then the rest of them you'll be able to see on the web. Was that the first one?
The one you said you didn't have.
Sorry, it was at the
Ben.
bottom of the pile. Ditzy Floral on cream. I do now have. There you go. And that is all of the fabric I have left. I believe there's... Huh?
That one's very sort of magic roundabouty.
It is very magic
No,
roundabouty. More fabric available for you on the web as well. Hi, Jen Shank, who's joined us. Dawn Ravalli says, hi, everyone. Good morning from New Hampshire. Kathy Leggieri says, welcome back, Becky.
Thank you.
And Lillian Kwok says, Becky! That's what it says. So good to see you. So you got a Becky, and I got a, hi, Ben.
Lillian actually sent me a little message because it was Chinese New Year last Friday.
Oh, yes.
And so obviously we celebrate it, and we would normally have a big party. But I said to my cousin, well, I'm away for Chinese New Year, so we've rearranged it for tomorrow instead. But Lillian sent me a message saying, may my pineapples be plentiful. And after I read that, I went out and bought myself a pineapple.
May your pineapples be plentiful?
Yeah, I like a pineapple.
Oh.
She said, may there be many diamonds to put in my crown, which obviously I want, and I love a pineapple. I think they're really beautiful.
To look at rather than eat?
I like both. I like to eat them too, but I don't like cutting them up. I want someone else to do that.
What's the Chinese New Year this year?
Dragon.
Ah, that would make sense, because we were in Darlington it must have been last Saturday, I think, and they had a big, they were all there banging the drums, and they had a big, like, dragon.
I had one of those at my wedding.
Did you actually?
Yeah, yeah. It's it's a lion. It's that comes out, and he eats cabbage to give you good luck. So sometimes you'll see them, and they sort of spit out these sort of shredded bits of cabbage, and it's for good luck.
Oh, right. So is that what the lion does? Is that what the whole of that thing was about?
Yeah, it's normally a lion with like a really big wide mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's normally a lion.
It was really cute because they had like it had a big one, then they had a slightly smaller one, and then they obviously had one which just had like a little kid in it. It was a little teeny tiny lion that was going around with them. It was really cute. Yeah. We're going to have a look at these multimedia patchwork dies in just a second. However, if you haven't yet got your Gemini 2, what are you even doing? Because we have got an unbelievable deal on this once again. We've held this price. I'm as surprised as you are that we've held it at the lowest ever price for so long. We took this down, I think it was around about birthday last year, and you think, well, maybe we'll hold it for a couple of weeks. We've held that price for you into the new year. What an opportunity to pick this up today as well. And do you know what? If you're looking to maybe get back into your crafting and soft craft using these multimedia dies, why not get the best machine, in my opinion, that you can go for, the Gemini 2 with all of those upgrades. We'll look at more of that in a little bit more detail later on, but look at that price. £159.99 is your platinum price, £239.99. You've got your media storage stand on there now. You've got the two flaps that fold down with all your storage in there. You have got your optical sensor in there as well now, so it will read your plates no matter what the size. You've got your 3 USB ports in there, so you can charge your phone, you can plug in your tablet. I know lots of you have lights that you plug in there. I know there's one of our viewers who plugs in her massage chair into the Gemini 2. She has a USB massage chair, don't you, Laura, that she uses while she's doing her Gemini 2 stuff. She gives herself a massage plugged into the machine. Yeah. I mean, everything runs off USBs now, doesn't it, pretty much these days? You can plug anything. You've got your glide feet on there, and if you want, you can also pick up the turntable. So you've got like the swivel 360 access as well. Yeah, it's all there for you. It is all there for you. And if you go to the website as well, I still think we've got some great deals on your replacement plates, but you'll get all of those included within the bundle. Grab it whilst you can. We're going to have a look at the multimedia patchwork dies. This, again, is a huge saving. Did we say 70% off here? I think we did. £28.79 or $28.76. You're going to get your set here of patchwork dies in 3 different shapes. So this one is your jewel, so you're getting 4 here. You're also going to get your elongated hexagon, again 4 dies there in the different sizes, and then you've also got your clamshells as well. And these are fantastic, aren't they? Because if you are making quilts, if you are doing these sort of projects, you've got the dies there to be able to cut precisely every time, to do it a lot quicker than you would do it if you were doing it manually. And this is really the way forward, isn't it, I think?
Oh, totally. And I think, especially with that clamshell one, it really comes into its own when you've got curves. I mean, I always wax lyrical about the dies that we use for the Gemini because it makes all of the quilting designs that perhaps you've not tried because you're a little bit reluctant because they look a bit tricky, like ones with curves. But being able to cut them with the Gemini obviously does mean that you are going to ensure that you get that precision cut and it's going to be quicker.
Yeah.
and you'll be able to cut so many more in one go. So it's definitely the way to go. Now I've got a couple of samples here to show you. So this one over here is using the Dual, which is the one that I'm going to demonstrate at the moment. So you can see this type of thing here. And then I've got another one just on my mat here. And you can see how these have been put together. So these have been made and then used as an embellishment on a cushion cover. So we're going to do a similar kind of thing at the moment. But it really, as we say, these are multimedia dies.
Yeah.
So you can use them for card if that's what you want to do. If you want to use a shape for some kind of paper craft, you can absolutely do that. And I love the fact that we're doing that with all of our dies, that you can use them in different ways, because it just means that then the value is so much better, isn't it, if you can use it for your paper craft as well as your soft craft. Now, as Ben said, you get 4 in each pack. I'm going to use the second to smallest one here. Now, these are copper coloured, so that indicates they are the multimedia dies. These will cut through 8 layers of fabric, 6 to 8 layers of cotton fabric, we say. So you can imagine if I was using a template for this, I'd be cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting. You know, there's lots of ways that I could be making an error by using a template, by using a rotary cutter and cutting these out, or even by marking them and cutting them with a pair of scissors would be really difficult. But you can make sure that you're going to be cutting these absolutely perfectly using the Gemini. Now, I'm going to use the fabric plates with the Gemini, but you don't have to. If you haven't got the fabric plates, that's no problem. You can use the existing plates that come with your machine. If you don't have your fabric plates, you would use your 2 white plates, you would use your frosted shim, and you would use your metal shim, the thin metal one. And I'm not going to worry about those because I want to cut those multiple layers of fabric. Sorry, just going to need to cough for a moment. Excuse me.
That's all right. Details for your fabric plates are on your screen if you want those. So your cutting plates for the fabric, just $7.99 or $9.59 platinum price. Big saving on those again today, isn't it?
And they are so worth it. I don't use the other plates when I'm cutting card. I use the fabric plates.
Whatever.
It depends. If I think, I'm cutting something, if I'm cutting a bit of paper, I might need to put another shim in, but I use these because, you know, I haven't got an example over here, I don't think. If you've seen any of us cutting, if you've seen any shows where people are doing paper craft after I've been in the studio, you will notice that the metal shim, the one you get with your machine, does have marks on it. So we tend to use the metal shim when you're doing paper craft with those more intricate dies. But if you're going to be cutting fabric, you'd need to use this anyway, if you've not got the fabric plates. But it marks significantly, and it will mark slightly with any die that you're using, but obviously with the multimedia ones, because they're a little bit thicker, they mark significantly. And I just find that my fabric plates are really useful for paper. So if I was at home and I was doing some crafting, I would I'd be swapping this for a paper craft die and this for a piece of card, and I would put these 2 on top of each other like I would do normally with those white plates. I might need to put another shim in. I might need to put the magnetic shim in just to get that extra bit of space, but I tend to use these all the time because you don't end up putting your die onto the white plate and making those indentations that you're going to be always going to be getting. So my white plates are pristine because they've never touched the die. That's just my personal opinion. Right, so we're going to put these through on the machine. So we've got our white cutting plates on either side. We've got the fabric plates with the die and the fabric inside. And we're just going to offer that into the machine. Did give everything a bit of a clean when I came in because this Gemini looks like my Gemini at home, covered in sticky tape.
Oh. Well, Debbie did have a bit of a tidy up over there the other day. So
did she?
She obviously didn't clean the Gemini too, though.
That's not like Debbie. That's not like Debbie.
No, it isn't.
Right, so now we've cut these out. If I just open that there, you can see that's cut perfectly. Now, I've cut through 1, 2, 3. I did 5 on that piece. That was just how I folded my fabric. But you can cut 6 to 8 in one go. Now, if you were cutting fabric with your hands, with your scissors, you could only cut one at a time. If you're using your rotary cutter, you could possibly do 2 at a time.
Yeah.
But you can imagine, you know, the time that saves you from doing that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these together, and we're going to stitch them, and we're going to create a bit of a flower.
Yeah.
So if I show you how these are going to look. Now, what you can do, which looks quite nice, is stitch those together, make a little heart.
Aww.
You could do those in the little hearts.
About
Now I
3
can't
days
remember how
too
to put them
late.
together. Huh? Yeah, it's like we should have done this last week.
Yeah.
And that looks really nice. Now you could remember these are multimedia dies. You could cut these out of card. You might want to use a smaller one and make these heart shapes. Good one for next year if that's what you wanted to do.
I can see there's like stitched onto a t-shirt or something like that.
Yeah.
Quite
Yeah,
nice,
you could
isn't
do.
it?
So that's something else I've got to make for you, Ben.
Yeah, little heart t-shirt. I haven't got much in the way of Valentine's clobber, so if you could, that would be great.
Yeah, it would have to be a heart tank top
Yeah.
because I can't do any sleeves.
Heart tank top.
That'd be quite nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And I need another one over here to finish that heart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use another piece of fabric and I'm going to cut some more out of this fabric here. So what the best thing to do, again, you want to make sure you're cutting it with the grain. So when we've talked about the grain line before, I say it's to do with how the fabric is produced. So the grain line goes up and down like this, if you think about it on a loom. And then this one that goes across in between all those other threads is called the weft. So if I pull it this way, because I can't tell, because I've not got a salvage edge on this piece of fabric, I've got a bit of a pull here. And if I do it this way, I've got a bit more of a pull. You can see you've got more of the pull there than you have here. So I know that my fabric, this grain line is running this way. Now, if you wanted to cut something on a curve, obviously the curve goes like this, in which case if I pull that at an angle, you can see you get a lot more of a curve. And when you're doing sewing and dressmaking, if you're going to make something that's quite figure hugging, like Ben would want one of his shirts, you'd want to cut that on the curve. It's true, isn't it?
A tank top. Be like something like Right Said Fred.
Do you know, my husband went and he had to do a survey in Right Said Fred's house.
No, he did
not.
not.
He did. And he said, oh, I've got this guy. And he told me his real name and it meant nothing to me. And he went, he's the guy from Right Said Fred.
Richard Fairbrass.
Yes.
That's his name.
I said, was he wearing what he would normally wear? Because he was normally wearing a tank top and not much else, wasn't he? A pair of hot pants.
Did he say, I'm too sexy for my house? I used to love that song.
We need to bring that song back, don't we?
Maybe we should do a crafty version.
Oh, please, Ben. I'm a crafter, you know what I mean. And I do my little strut on the catwalk.
On the craft walk, on the craft walk, yeah. I shake my pot of glitter on the craft walk.
You do need to wear the outfit, though. The outfit is key, Ben. You can't get away with just singing it, you know.
Pair of sunglasses. I need to shave my head as well, because they were both bald, weren't they?
They were.
Yeah.
But we could maybe get away with like a cap.
Yeah, little bald cap.
So good. We'll have to watch that in the break.
That is such an idea. There we go. Well, we've got a couple of hours off. You and I could both film that.
We could.
Together.
I'd like to see us managing to get my hair in some kind of cap. I don't think that's going to work. I'd have to shave mine off.
Yeah.
Would you shave your hair for charity?
I'd do it if I get a lot of money, but I've got a really funny head. I don't think that I'm. You know, like some people suit like a shaven head.
Yeah.
I don't think I would.
Like Sinead O'Connor always looks.
Yeah.
You know, particularly, and Gail Porter I think looks really good.
Yeah. Would you shave your head for charity? You look like you've got a good shaped head that you look good.
Do you know what? All right.
Oh, what?
Yeah. All right. I'll do it.
I'm not offering to.
Yeah. How much money would you give me for charity if I shaved my head?
I'd sponsor you a tenner.
Would you? Thank you very much. I think of the money I'd save in hair care products. That's what it would be. My hairdresser would not be very happy about me shaving my head.
No.
No.
Definitely don't do that.
There you go. That looks a little bit better with those colours.
Yeah,
so we're going to start putting those together. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these two together. And I've obviously used plain fabrics. So there's no right side or wrong side. Put those together and you can see, because we've cut them with that dye, they match perfectly. And we're going to stitch along here. And we're going to do those in pairs and then put them all together.
We've got some questions coming through and I'm really liking this. So I know we do this in other shows, but ask Becky, right? I know, Carla, you sent the question through. Tammy has as well. Do some questions with Becky in just a bit. Anything you want to ask Becky about the project she's currently doing? Anything that you want to ask maybe about a soft craft project you're stuck on, any hints and tips about using your sewing machine, anything you want. Maybe you're thinking about getting back into soft craft and there's a question you want to ask. Fire it in and we'll do some Q&As as we head through the show and make it nice and interactive. So thank you, Carletta and Tammy. I will fire your questions to Becky in just a few moments, but keep them coming in. We've been very interactive the last couple of weeks, so let's keep it going for Becky. Any question you've ever wanted to ask Becky?
It doesn't have to be craft related.
No, it doesn't.
I'll answer any question, me.
Yeah, yeah.
Do I have a specialist subject? Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Buffy, so yeah. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to do as a show at some point. Like
what? Oh, reenact Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
No. What we do is we do like Craftermind, right? Where we take you guys, you know, like they do in Mastermind, and they have like their specialist subject, and then they have like general knowledge. So what you guys would do, you'd answer questions about your craft in the first round, and then in the second round you'd have your specialist subject. So like yours would then be Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
How about, do you remember Ant and Dec Challenge Ant? When a viewer would ask questions.
Yeah.
And then if Ant did really well, he would berate them. Obviously, we wouldn't do that, but that would be quite good if you had viewers sending in questions.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like my idea as well that we had in the green room that you didn't seem to be overly impressed with.
What was your idea? Oh yeah, go on, you tell everyone, see what they think.
Well, I think, because Bridgerton's coming out soon, and I think we should have a Bridgerton day where we dress up and we have Bridgerton-themed demos. I thought that would be quite interesting. So perhaps it might be a fan that we make in a paper craft or in fabric, and we might be doing invitations to a ball, all sorts of different things. That's what I thought, but Ben was not that impressed.
Well, no, I think maybe because I don't really watch or know Bridgerton, so I don't, you know, I'm all up for a bit of fancy dress if that's what it is.
But yeah, to be honest, it was fancy dress for me. I was like, right, if we're going to do this, I'm going to have to start making my dress now.
Yeah.
It's going to take some time.
And you need to make my dress as well, or whatever. What would I wear?
Oh, we're doing a pantomime type one, are we?
Yeah. Where's Mr. Bridgerton? He's behind you. Oh no, he isn't. Oh dear, oh dear. Dawn's has said, I shaved my head once for charity and want just to do it.
I'd be interested to know, does it change your hair? Because I'd heard that lots of people found that their hair was coarser after they shaved their head. Does that happen? I don't know. Let me know.
Yeah.
I would do it for charity.
Yeah.
For the right amount of money for charity.
Yeah, you want quite a bit of money to.
You would, yeah.
To do something like that.
Yeah.
Do you want a question whilst you're popping this together?
What's that?
Oh, we've got questions coming in for you.
Oh, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Go on then. Tell me.
I have a question for Becky, says Carletta. Does Becky use a serger machine in any of her projects that she sews?
I did, but it blew up.
Whoa.
So I haven't
Did it have a
repaired
power surge?
It did have a power surge. Oh, I've forgotten about the dad jokes. Yeah, we did. Yes, I do. I started making a really nice jacket, and I was using it because it finished. Do you know what a surge? It's like an overlock. We call it an overlock in the UK. But I haven't had it repaired yet because the person that would normally repair my sewing machines I haven't seen for a while. So that is something I would do. But yeah, it does make everything a lot easier at home, I think. I do like a serger.
And Tammy's asked if later on in the show, can you show how to use a fabric cutter?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you tend to, do you like, because obviously you've got all the dies and the builder blocks and whatnot now, do you do a lot still with fabric cutters? Do you do a bit of both?
I struggle to get into my craft room now. I've got so much stuff, I have to be honest with you. Next week I'm going to be doing some sorting out. I tend to use them for the shows. I don't tend to have a lot of time to craft on my own, to be honest. And I think we all sort of say that, don't we? There's not a lot of time to do your own bits and pieces. Just to show you what I've done, I sewed a couple together as like a little heart. If we want to do a flower, we actually want to do all of these together in one. So I'm just going to trim this piece off because what we want to do is we want to do one half at a time. So I'm just going to cut this, get rid of the stitching and then put that one together. But yeah, it's just finding the time really to craft. And my mum I brought my mum a Gemini, and I sort of showed her very briefly how to use it, but I really need to sort of sit down with her and show her all the different things, because she watches the shows, and she says to me, she messages me during the show, and says, oh, could you get me this? Could you get me that?
Is she watching now?
She probably is.
Ah.
Hi, Mum.
Hi, Mum.
She won't message him. To see if she texts me on the phone. But she...
Get a message on the Facebook.
She won't do it.
Oh,
she won't do it.
please.
No, she's not sure how to do it.
Ah.
If there was someone with her, she would do it. Send a message in. If she's, Mum, send me a text and I'll read it out.
Okay.
Wake up, Mum. 'Cause often she's asleep at this time of day. I did message her and tell her what time we were on, because she found that very confusing, because it's obviously different times. As did I, because I've booked my train an hour and a half late, which is very remiss of me, but there you go. It's one of those things, isn't it?
But you've been... Oh, because you forgot the times.
Yeah, I was like, last night I was booking my train and I was thinking, oh yeah, I think I finished at 8. So I booked my train for 8:30.
Ah.
So that's very silly of me. Never mind.
Well, you're going down south, aren't you, later on? I could take you so far, because I'm going down south later.
But you're not going via my house, are you? Could you drop me off at home?
I don't think... actually...
I'll buy you some chocolate on the way there.
I could drop you in Devizes.
Doesn't sound much fun for me.
No?
No thanks.
Wiltshire?
No thanks.
No?
No, I need to get home. Kent? You could drop me off in Kent and I could just be really early for my Chinese New Year party.
No, what I was thinking was, I don't know what train you get. I don't know if I could drive at a point where you could jump on the train later on, so you wouldn't have to wait around.
Oh, that'd be
But it might be a bit difficult.
Don't worry, this is sounding really complicated now.
Yeah.
And I've seen your driving and I'm not...
Whoa! That's outrageous. I'm a very accomplished and safe driver.
Are you a very safe driver?
Well, I think I'm more safe as I've gotten older, and I also think I'm more safe now I've got cars with cruise control.
So you're not really driving anymore, is what you're saying?
No, I do drive, but I think perhaps, like with the cruise control, I just set it at just 70, and then you're just good to go, aren't you? Then you don't have to worry about it, you don't have to think about it. You can just concentrate on the steering. And also this new car I've got as well, you press this button, and if you happen to veer a little bit, the steering wheel goes. So
oh, I don't like that, because sometimes you go to places where you're going onto there's like two lanes going into one, and it doesn't like that. It thinks you're out of control, and I'm fighting with the car.
My mind just does a little. As long as you indicate, it's fine. If you don't indicate, then
then it's yeah. Right, now we're just going to stitch those two halves together. So we actually put 3 together twice rather than the 2. If you wanted to do a heart, just put those two together. We're going to do this, stitch along. I didn't bring my lovely foot that makes sure that I do 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, so I'm just doing it by eye. That's no problem.
Why did you get the train up today?
Because I didn't think I'd be able to drive, because I only flew in yesterday morning.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and I haven't really got. I'm not really.
Compos mentis.
Back. Yeah, I did download a very good app.
Yeah.
That helps you with your jet lag.
Oh, really?
And basically starts sort of 2 or 3 days before you start moving your sort of sleep pattern slightly.
Oh, yeah.
And it tells you when to. You can have a little nap potentially, or when you can have some daylight, or when you have caffeine. It's quite clever, actually.
What does jet lag feel like? It's not something I've ever had.
Oh, awful. I suppose it's different for everybody. It makes me physically sick, jet lag.
And it just makes your body clock think you want to sleep when you shouldn't be sleeping, and you're awake when you shouldn't be awake.
Yeah, and then you can imagine if you were up at what would be like 2 o'clock in the morning for you, and it's bright sunshine, you feel a little bit, you're a little unsteady on your feet, a bit disorientated, unsteady on your feet. You don't feel great, but it makes me be quite poorly, actually. Not very good with jet lag, which is why I should spend a long time travelling. I should have a number of stops.
Yeah.
That's what I think the key thing is. So there you go. There is your quick little star, a little flower that you've got here using those dies here. So obviously different sizes you can use, and they'll create different kinds of patterns. So that is the one that's on the packaging. So you can see how it's been put there. Just done a hexagon around there, and you can see you've got little hearts and those 2 in between to finish it all off.
And these multimedia dies, I'll show them all again that you're going to get here. And by the way, Meave Seaver says, I just bought these multimedia dies. Great buy. Maybe for people, people who know about what we do here, this is no surprise to you. You'll have seen this before. You'll have seen things like the Builder Box. But for people perhaps who are coming back in, and this story always sticks in my head that you told a little while back of like people who are out there perhaps still cutting everything by hand and still measuring everything and still getting frustrated with it. This is the way forward, isn't it? To be able to cut quickly, cut precisely, and get onto the fun stuff a lot quicker. And I think it's a case of almost spreading the word to a lot of soft crafters that this is available to them now.
It is, and it's also something that you need to think about if you have limited dexterity, perhaps you've got, you know, arthritis, or you hurt your hand or something like that, you will find using a rotary cutter, if you think about here in these shapes, using your rotary cutter, cutting here, having to turn around, cut here, that is a really difficult thing to do. Not only that, if you can't stand and you are not able to stand, you're in a wheelchair perhaps, or you're finding, you know, standing up really difficult, you can't use a rotary cutter properly because you need the angle and you need the pressure of standing up and cutting over it. So for some people, I know, have stopped doing quilting because they can't cut anymore. And for some people, they only stick to certain patterns. They might only do squares because they're the only things that they can feel that they can cut accurately each time. Being able to have these dies, and there is a wealth of dies that Crafters Companion produce. We've got all those builder blocks as well. Honestly, it really does sort of open up a whole range of different opportunities for you to make things. Now, perhaps you're not into, you think, well, I don't want to make a patchwork quilt. I'm not into that kind of thing. Making something like this, little flower, and popping it on a bag that you've made would look really nice. You know, there's lots and lots of different options you could do. You could even make it in half like this and make it into a clutch bag, making it with bigger ones, which is something a little bit different. There's lots of different things you can do with these dies, and the fact that you can use them for your card as well makes them really usable. I mean, we were laughing earlier on that this sort of imagery here is very much like, you know, Superman. What do we call him? Mighty Mosby.
Mighty Mosby.
So, you know, cutting that out of a piece of fabric, stitching it onto a T-shirt to make it into the person into like a superhero, and again using that die again to make a card. I think that makes these super good value anyway, but being able to use them for different things, there's, like I say, there's a whole load of different opportunities you can use using these.
This is so interesting, says Dawn LaValle. Never got into the sewing crafts, and I know, Dawn, you're fairly new to the channel. Yeah, it's lovely that we have these soft craft shows. Just shows you that there are other things out there, not just paper craft, and we'd love it if you got into it here with us on Crafters TV. Just bought my multimedia die, says Meave. And hello to Mistress Dowie, says good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to you all. That's that set. If you want it, it is the multimedia patchwork die set. Very busy for this with your jewel. You then got your 4-piece elongated hexagons and then that 4-piece clamshell as well. $28.79 platinum price, incredible value. $28.76 if you're shopping in the US and you're a platinum member. And don't forget, with every spend over 10, you're going to get your free gift today, which of course is that Reach to the Stars stamp set. So everything pretty much on this show is going to qualify for you. Maybe though, you want some really, really amazing low price deals, you need the Save a Stitch section, which is on the Shop the Show page. These deals are absolutely incredible. I think here we've got up to 80% off across the Save a Stitch collection. This one is your Sew Homemade Pattern Pack and Charm Pack. 2-piece collection. What you've got in here is the ability to be able to craft your very own crafty carry-all. You've got the pattern included in here and also your instruction booklet. I'm just reading about this. They're saying like it's an ideal a set for a beginner, nice and easy to do. And of course, you're also going to get your little charm pack included as well. The fabric is absolutely gorgeous, and that is included for that price of £4 and change, $5.98. It's a really, really great value for money deal as part of the Save a Stitch set. Also on the Save a Stitch part of the website, you have got your next set, which again is incredible value for money. You've got your sewing template here, which is going to allow you to create your sewing workstation. So basically, you just choose your fabric. You've got the template and all of the instructions included in there as well. and you're going to be able to create that absolutely fantastic little sewing workstation. Alongside that, you're also going to get yourself your snap toolkit in silver. You've got all of the different snaps in there, so sizes 10 each of the sizes 17, 15, 12, 10 mil, plus you've got the application tools in there as well. So that's all included again for a brilliant price of just £11.99 or £13.56. And Becky's favourite, producer Johnny was telling me about this before the show, that Becky's a big fan of this, which we'll look at in more detail a little bit later on. But your foundation paper piecing pad, this looks absolutely brilliant because you've got the ability to create these fantastic finished blocks, things like flowers, you've got the little birds in there, there's a butterfly heart, a little toadstool, a little house, step-by-step instructions provided for all the designs. There's an online video guide that comes with that as well, and you get your 24 sheets of the specialist foundation paper piecing paper, 6 designs, 4 sheets of each, plus alongside that you are going to get your, it is in the same deal, the quilting starter kit. That's incredible.
That's a huge price.
That is unbelievable. A3 cutting mat, you've got your 45mm rotary cutter and your 6x12 ruler. We will have to look at this live later. That's
really good.
Producer Johnny, I give you the good news and tell you what a great price. Johnny delivers the bad news and tells me we've got less than 30 of those remaining. So if you like the look, we'll look at that in more detail in the second half of the show. $15.59 or $19.18. And last but by no means least, for now, you've got your Shape Cutter Duo. These again, absolutely perfect to use alongside your rotary cutter to create your orange peel shapes, and also your Dresden plates in multiple sizes. You've got the ability to be able to do that with. Lots of other Save a Stitch deals for you over on the website. If you click on the Shop the Show, Softer Side of Life, you will see all of the deals right there. And do check the web for lots of other deals as well. Busy old day actually, and of course you have got that free gift as well as part of our Random Crafts of Kindness event. If you spend over 10, we will pop into your basket that free stamp set too. I cannot believe we are nearly halfway through the show, so we're going to take a short little break. Keep the comments coming through. Any more questions you want to ask as well? Anything you want to ask Becky about her life in general, or indeed, you know...
Or my holiday. Go on, ask me about my holiday.
Ask about her holiday. Well, where's she been? What was her favourite destination? What's she been up to? Anything you like, fire in the questions, and we'll do all of that the other side of this short break. Check out your baskets. We'll see you in a moment.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
My dad was a printer, which was the old, you know, the old Letraset printer, the type, the old printer's type. So he used to bring home offcuts of card. And so I always had paper and card around me from as long as I can remember. He would donate bits of offcuts to the school I went to, and so it was always accessible. My mum and dad bought me colouring products, art products, and good quality art products, like adult quality art products. So I found I could draw from a really early age. So really between that and crafting, it's just been punctuating all through my life. I think you can get inspiration from anywhere. It's hard, there's never one source. It's from anywhere. It could be a crafting person, it could be a non-crafting person. It inspires me in different aspects. It could be art, inspiration from artists, inspiration from crafters, or inspiration on just inspiring people. It's all about the viewers. If it wasn't for the viewers, then there's no purpose in what. What am I doing it for? It's not about me, what I can do, it's about what I can inspire the viewers to do. And if I'm not inspiring them, then I'm not doing my job. So it's all about the viewers, and it's all and keeping them interested, fired up to give new things a try, and mostly any blocks, anything that holds someone back is more confidence than ability. That's what I've found. So if I can inspire people and give them that little bit of confidence to give them the nudge, fantastic. I think the biggest achievement is keep doing what I'm doing for so long now. I remember, when I first started, when everything's new, it can just, maybe the enthusiasm and the love for what you do might wane, but it hasn't. Here I am, as I said, 18 years further down the line, professionally crafting, and I think that's my greatest achievement, is that I'm still loving it, doing it, enjoying it, and the feedback's been incredible from the crafters, and that's what I'm doing it for. So that, I think, is my greatest achievement, and the feedback I'm still getting. Not many people know this, but I'm going to share this now. Is when I lived in America and I was 19, my eyelashes turned white. So this is still my hair colour. Oh, I'm getting on a bit now, but it's just my natural hair colour, dark hair colour, white eyelashes. I look like, the John Wyndham, the Midwich Cuckoos. I look like one of those little alien people with me if I don't wear mascara. Underneath it, lily white eyelashes. Go figure. I did worry for a while I was going to turn white, emanate now from my eyes, which would have looked very strange to try and disguise for a bit.
Hello, Denise Davies, who says, afternoon, Ben, Becky, love the bargains and I can't wait for the craft along. Maricel says, good morning, everyone. I love watching Becky. I get great tips to improve my sewing and I giggle throughout. I always giggle. I feel a little bit more out of my depth when it comes to sewing, because I obviously don't do sewing shows as much. I feel like I know a lot of craft stuff now, and as you guys have seen, I am doing craft as well on my own little channel. In case you didn't know, Ben Mosby CC on YouTube. Just give it a little follow. I mean, you can. I know I haven't mentioned it.
Sorry, what's this that you're doing?
I'm doing a little YouTube venture. So I set up a YouTube channel to put all of my songs on, because everyone was like, oh, we want to listen to your songs, we want them all in one place. So I set up a YouTube channel, put all my songs on.
Really, everyone?
About two or three people. 3 million.
Millions.
Yeah. And then after that, I was like, we want to film some of that new content. So producer Nicola came up with the idea of like, why don't we do a show where you craft and we'll call it Mosby's Makes? I was like, oh, that's pretty good. So I've done 2 shows now where I've sort of botched a card together and a little.
And are you coming up with the ideas yourself, or are you wanting the viewers to say, could you make?
So here's the thing though. So the first show I did was kind of like, I'm doing this. Then the next show was me sort of like going, well, why don't I try and do this? And the show that I'm going to record later is recreating the Valentine's card I made for Laura. But after that, if people want to see stuff, don't ask for soft craft though, whatever you do. If people want to see stuff, I'm happy to give it a go.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
I spend most of my time going, I measured it wrong. Where's that bit of card gone? So that's a lot of that, but we get there in the end.
Well, to be honest, that's like everybody really, because we all do the same thing.
Yeah, we've had lots of important people watching it already as well. Producer Johnny, he says, it's very watchable. So a lot of people, he's tolerable.
What did Arnold Schwarzenegger say?
He said, this is great, come on, watch it right now. What are you waiting for? Meave Seaver says, in our patchwork group, we are making a patchwork jacket as a group project, and it's great fun.
Nice. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that because I wouldn't be able to do the sleeves. So it'd be like one of those little denim waistcoats kind of things. Yeah.
You're making one for 42, 44 long. I'd have a patchwork jacket.
What colour? Or you'd want all the floral fabrics, all your old shirts.
Yes. Sarah Brown's asked a question.
Yep.
I know we were supposed to be doing the next deal, but I'm sorry. Becky, did you have a great holiday, says Sarah Brown. Where did you go and what was your favourite place? Oh yeah, will you ever think of coming to Australia?
Right, okay. I went on 3 holidays.
Okay.
In one go. So I went to Houston to see my friend. who is an American, and I did lots of American Houston Texan kind of things.
Yeah.
I went to barbecue. I didn't get any cowboy boots.
Oh.
I didn't ride a horse.
No?
I didn't get to see a cowboy, but I'm going to go next year in March when they have a rodeo. But I did go to a gun range.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
What, like a rifle range?
Yeah, yeah. And I was pretty good.
Were you a bit of a
Yeah.
crack shot? Is that what they
Well,
call it?
I sort of fancied myself a little bit as Angelina Jolie in pretty much any film she's ever been in.
Did you walk up to the thing and like was it like a bucket? I could imagine you like a spittoon and you go.
No.
And you just, no.
I turned up in one of my floral dresses. And big boots and a big handbag.
Yeah.
Everyone else there was in jeans and baseball caps, so I looked like a complete fish out of water. But yeah, it was quite good fun. And then I went to Mexico for a few days.
Yeah. What did
which
you
was
do
very
there?
nice. I drank a lot of tequila. That's the wrong one.
No, it's not.
Tequila.
Tequila. It was the right one.
Yeah, there was one.
Anyway, yes, you drank.
Yeah, it was very good. And I started a business with my friend while I was there.
Did you actually?
I did, yeah.
What was the business?
I can't tell you yet. We need to get investment first.
Ah.
I don't know who to ask about investing in a business.
If only you knew someone who would invest in a.
Anyway,
That was
yeah.
Mexico.
Then I came back. I was back for a week, and then I went to New York
Wow.
and saw my daughter. So yeah, it was very good. I had a lovely time. What was my favourite thing? It'd be difficult to tell. I think probably the shopping in Houston. I had a good time shopping. Yeah, it was good fun. I got quite a few bargains, but I did go to a place called Buc-ee's, which is the biggest truck stop in the world, it's like a whole city.
It's a truck stop city.
Yeah, well, like truck, you could pick up like a grill or a pizza oven and clothes and homewares. It's this huge place. That was quite exciting. And then, New York was good. Would I come to Australia? Absolutely, I would. My daughter went to Australia and stayed with my cousins, and I'd really like to go. But then my cousin did send me a photograph of some of the spiders that he found in the house after they'd left, so that put me off. That was quite fun. Yeah. Yeah.
What was the weather like whilst you were in Texas, says Rosalind?
Rainy.
Oh.
Very rainy. And then hot.
Oh, how hot? Hot.
Hot. No coat hot.
Ah.
But then obviously Mexico, hot. New York, snow.
Snow in New York? In February?
Yeah. Day before yesterday, thick snow.
Ah.
Yeah, it's quite exciting.
So you had all the seasons then, didn't you?
I did, and difficult to pack for that many seasons. But I'm fed up with being travelling. She says doing 2 train journeys in one day. Yes, it was really good, but that is all my holiday for the rest of the year, unfortunately.
Zip says, yes, we love Buc-ee's. Sarah says,
It was really odd. Everything's so huge. You think, because I live in London, everything is so tiny and stacked on top of each other. And you've got these huge, one of the motorways, 20 lanes motorway.
Get out of town.
That's
a
just
20-lane motorway?
Yeah.
How on earth, can you imagine if you were in like the slow lane, you just wanted to get to the fast lane?
Yeah.
It'd be like Crossy Road, wouldn't it?
Or Frogger.
Frogger, yeah. Beep, 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 beep.
Can you imagine?
Marisol says, I totally want to go to Buc-ee's. And Rosalind says, Becky, did you go to the Cool Runnings Jamaican restaurant?
No. I didn't know about that. We were in Katy, which is about an hour outside of Houston. It is in the suburbs. So maybe if I was right in Houston, I would have gone there, but I didn't know about that.
Mary says, welcome back, Becky. We love seeing you on CC. And thank you also to Sarah, who says, I'm going on a holiday in June, heading to a place called Tweed Heads. Tweed Heads. It's between Queensland and New South Wales.
Wow.
Keep the comments coming in and keep the questions for Becky coming in as well, because I'm really enjoying this. If there's anything else you want to know as to what Becky got up to on her travels, let us know where you're going for your travels, or indeed if there's anything you want to ask when it comes to all things Softcraft, because of course, really that's what we're here for. Feel free to fire those questions in, whether you're watching us on Facebook or indeed over on YouTube. Ask the questions and we'll answer them for you in the next hour of the show. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome. It's Friday, it's just gone 2 o'clock here in the UK. What time have you got where you are? You are, what time are you? You're 9 o'clock, aren't you? 9 o'clock Eastern. You're 8 a.m. Pacific. Lovely to have you here with us. It's Friday, end of the week. We are 2 weeks now into our new schedule, live at 1 and 5. And of course, lots still to come a little bit later on in the day. But we're here with the lovely Becky. Softer Side is back, and we are going to have a look next at your multimedia diamonds and triangles patchwork collection. 95 quid or 102 pounds. Ha! We laugh in your face. Ha! 70. Yeah! Yeah! Ha! 70% off, saving £66.48 or £72.03. £22.79 is your platinum price, or £24.69 if you're shopping in the US and you are platinum. You are going to get in this set your 6-piece half equilateral triangles. You are also going to get your 60-degree diamonds. Again, 8 of those within that set. They all come with step-by-step video tutorial links for you as well. And you're also going to get your 45-degree diamonds. Again, 8 dies in total here. You have a patchwork quilt over there. Is that made up with this collection?
It is, and I wish I could show you how enormous it is. Well, you can see how many times it's been folded. Okay. It's really enormous.
How big is it though?
Mind that.
Oh.
Don't.
Oh my goodness, that is big, isn't it?
Look at that.
That is.
That is amazing.
Amazing. Oh, I love that so much.
Just think, you could make this.
It's like a parachute. It's like a really fancy parachute.
Well, like when the children were little.
Yeah, it's the parachute games. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
At like kids' parties.
Yeah.
You have to run underneath it.
And you could probably cut all of these pieces out, I would say, an hour maximum. Cut everything out.
What, all of this?
You could cut all of that out.
Get out of town.
And less than that, I would have said.
Really?
Yeah. No time at all. Because you're cutting them with the dies, you've got that accuracy, cutting 6 pieces, 8 pieces at a time.
Yeah.
Really beautiful. Stop it.
What is to do the magic trick?
Oh, you can do a magic trick?
Yeah. No, you hold it up. Look. I'm disappointed.
Johnny's like, hold it, drop it down.
Hold it up. I'm doing the magic trick, all right?
Like
so, look, here we go. Ready? You ready to say the magic word? I'm going to disappear. Abracadabra. Whoa! Where's he gone?
Ben?
I know. Now that's magic. Thank you, Debbie. It wouldn't be a Softer Side of Life show, would it, eh? Without a little bit of magic. Beautiful, says Laurie. Carletta says that is a beautiful quilt. So are we gonna make that now?
No.
No?
In a word, no.
Okay.
I'm not going to make that now. But what I'm going to do is something different with these. Excuse me. Do you know what? I laugh so much when I'm at work.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy to come to work to see you all. You make me laugh.
Aww.
Right. Make them laugh, make them laugh. Right. There you go. So this is one of the dies. Now, as we talked before about the grain line, we want to make sure we cut these working with the grain line going this way.
Okay.
So you might think, oh, diamond, I want it going that way. You don't. You want it going this way. And the reason for that is if I cut my fabric like this, you would get fraying down each side of this. So we're going to have to cut them like this. So I'm going to line those up on there. So I'm cutting out of a few different colours. Now, I'm going to do a couple of different things. So I'm going to cut these twice. I'm going to cut them on here and on here. So I'm going to use my fabric plates again, like we did before. And because I want to show you 2 different things you can do with these dies. So get those together. Where did I put this little tape? There's over here, so a bit of low tack tape. And as everyone knows, I'm really heavy-handed with my low tack tape because I don't want anything to move. Because I think with the card, when you're doing paper craft, you only have 1 layer. But with the fabric, I haven't given this an iron. I've just popped that on. I want to make sure that it doesn't slip or move. So my white cutting plate, my fabric plate, and it doesn't matter which way around you use your fabric plates because they are A and B. It doesn't really make any difference. And then put the white plate over the top of that. Have you?
And away we go. The Gemini 2, by the way, is on the show for you as well, if you want to grab that at the best ever price. But do check that out on the website. And Sarah Brown says, oh, you both are making me smile and giggle. Well, if that's all we do today, we've done our job.
I was talking to a taxi driver.
Where?
When coming back from London, back from Heathrow back to my house. And Tim, my husband, always says to me, my goodness, you just talk to everybody. And I do, I'm like that. He said he thinks everyone should do something to help others every week. You should try and do something. So he was saying that he delivers Meals on Wheels in his black cab. And he does like a special thing for veterans, that he'll sort of drive them around and stuff like that, which I thought was a really nice idea. And I thought, no, we should all be trying to do something for someone else, make a difference in someone's life every week, I think. It's one person.
Make a little difference.
Like we were talking earlier on about if somebody was, you saw someone that was stealing something. Do you say something? Do you do something? Do you try and stop them? Do you try and think, oh, actually, maybe they need the money, what they're stealing? Don't think about that. You just think, oh, it's like that guy you saw in. I think there was something in a phone store, and he took loads and loads of phones, just filled up all his tracky bottoms. I mean, I don't know how he managed to fit as many as many phones in his tracky bottoms.
What? He just walked out with all the phones?
Yeah, they didn't stop him. He just. I don't know where it was. Was it in the UK? Was it abroad?
Well, recently.
Yeah, it was all over the news. I mean, it was something like. £15,000. No, couldn't have been that. It must have been more than that.
Yeah.
I think an iPhone is.
They're like about 500, 600, 700 quid, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and do you get involved? And everyone's a bit reluctant to get involved.
Well, like a have a go hero, but you never know these days.
You just don't know. And one of my friends, he stopped a burglary. There was a local wine shop, and he knew them very well. He sort of tried to stop them from stealing all this, wine. They had a van. They sort of ram-raided the shop, and he ended up being dragged along by the by the van, and injured his knee. He's okay, but that he was injured. Whether you do something like that, you've got to be careful. So right, what we've done here, we've cut a few of these diamonds. So similarly to what we did before, we could stitch them together like this. Yeah. And then we could perhaps take, if I put that one like that, we stitch those two together, and we could maybe then stitch those two together, and then we could have them going like this. So
Beautiful.
If we're going to do something like that, we'd want to stitch them 1, 2 here and 1, 2 here, and then stick them together like that. Or alternatively, what we could do is we could get a piece of ribbon, and we could put that through here, and then we can stitch down the bottom, and you've got ready-made bunting.
Yeah, perfect.
Really quick and easy bunting for you to do. So there's sorts of different options you could do. Equally, we could make this into more of a flower or a star, like this. And again, working in the same way as we did before, doing 2 halves, first of all, or even, which I think looks quite nice, having it like this, and making them like that. You could use the 2 smaller ones down here, and it almost looks like a lotus blossom.
Oh yeah, it does.
So lots of different ways of putting them together. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to stitch some of these together in like this, so we can show you how to create that almost like herringbone effect. And then we're going to put a couple others together to create more sort of flowers. But just because I want to show you the different ways of sewing them together. Now, with these, obviously we're going to put these right sides together, like that, and you will see you want to line up those 2 pieces.
Yeah.
So that's how they'll look when you stitch them together.
Good morning from snowy Colorado, says Evelyn Kiefer. Shaddai says, good morning, Chocolate Becky and my Lord Ben. I've just arrived home from a horrible night shift. Well, hopefully things will get better for you watching this show. And Marisol says, I saw that video about the stolen phones, but I thought it was set up.
Possibly, I suppose, but I don't know if he was. I just think, you don't find many security guards that are willing to risk it. And why should you really? Because It's quite.
I just saw a bloke in our store the other day. I mean, I didn't step in, but he was stealing a load of yoghurt, a load of milk, a load of cheese. I stood there and I thought, how dare he?
I love a rubbish joke.
How dare he?
Oh, that's so funny.
I'm
I'm going to tell everyone that tomorrow at my party.
It's a good one, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
The best ones are, and I still catch Laura out with them now, and it makes me laugh the most. The good ones are when you go to tell a story and people think you're actually going to tell them something which actually happened, and it turns out to be the joke. That's when I laugh the most.
Oh.
If you missed my dad joke this morning as well, on Dad Joke of the Day, it was what soaps keep distinguished men away?
I don't know.
Detergents.
Oh. Oh dear.
Oh.
All right. Now we're going to give this a little bit of an iron. So we've just sewn those two pieces together. So you can see we're sewing them along in this line, like this.
Oh dear. I've got some comments coming through as well, Double J in the gallery. People saying they sent in photos that they want to see. If we've got those, I don't know if we can get them up today, as it were. Sometimes we have a little bit of a problem with our gremlins in the system. We'll see what the guys can do. I can hear them working very hard in the gallery today. Also looks like a little, what does that look like? Just then when you do it, like a little arrow, like a little, yeah, like a...
Little roundabout.
Not like a roundabout, like a or a spaceship.
Yeah, it could
Or
look
fish.
like a spaceship. We do some like that, and then we're going to do a couple like on the other way. So we're going to go them like this with like a star kind of effect.
Mm.
So again, you know, you're getting all of those different size dies. That's quite a lot when you think about it.
It is incredible, isn't it?
And I think if you took this largest one, you can see here how big that is.
Would that still cut through 4 to 6 pieces of material?
Yeah, absolutely. But if you just folded it in half, so you've got that just that half, you can see that's quite significantly large bunting if you fold them over. So you know, again, you know, it's about having things that you can use in lots of different ways, which is really useful.
Carletta, I think, what were you guys asking in the gallery? Oh, what are your 2 granddaughters called? So we can put the names on the picture. We can put the names to the faces. Oh, well, it's all right. Johnny's just seen it. He's just, oh, they're on the thing. We've seen them. We've got them. It's fine.
What are they pictures of?
It's she's made what? Oh, she's made dresses for her granddaughters.
Oh.
So we're going to show those. Oh, her daughter made dresses for her 2 granddaughters. For her 2 daughters, her granddaughters. And Lillian says, Becky, do you want to see the new... Oh, sorry. Becky, do you want to see the Chinese New Year card that I made?
Oh, yes, I do. Because I made them last year and I didn't give them to anybody, so they're getting the ones that I made last year.
Ah.
But we don't have Chinese... Well, I couldn't find any Chinese New Year type of things that I could use that we have here. So, Lillian, if you managed to find products that we could have used... Because I missed out on the, what was the collection? We had like a Chinese collection a few years ago.
Chinoiserie.
Yeah, and I missed out on that because I would have bought everything in that collection.
What does one do on, like what did you do to celebrate, or what do you do to celebrate?
We have, lucky bags, or red envelopes. You get little red and gold envelopes that you give to children with money in.
Right. Do some have more money than others?
No, you tend to give this. If you're giving them to the children, you're tending to give the same amount of money to every child. But in an ideal world, every parent or every family of each parent, every sort of family would give a child some money. So they end up with a few different red envelopes, red packets. But I'd still do it for my children, and if I can get myself organised enough, I'll do it for all the other children at the party tomorrow. And we normally have a massive meal. So it's never me. So I do Boxing Day. My cousins tend to do a Chinese New Year, and we just have huge huge amount of food.
Is there any
really.
special like Chinese dish for the?
A lot of duck, so like roast duck. I don't know. We'll have this group chat that, and everyone's been suggesting food, and I suggested things on sticks because that's really sort of fashionable food in China, that you get a lot of birds on sticks basically, and they still look like birds. Or duck tongues, things like that. There's all sorts of different types of things we can get, but we don't tend to have anything that weird. Not
just duck.
As is, our Chinese food is very westernised, really, I suppose. We cook things like pork belly.
Oh, yeah.
My granddad would have done pork belly.
But it's stuff like, isn't it? Like prawn crackers are not really a
None
Chinese
of the stuff
thing,
is
are they?
really.
No.
But we cook the food that we like.
Yeah.
So we do. I can't think what it's called. Sugar chicken.
Chicken?
Sugar chicken.
Oh, sugar
So
chicken.
it's basically like a boiled chicken, and it has like a sugar kind of thing on it. It's not like lemon chicken. It's like it doesn't have any batter on it, but it's a really good quality chicken. It's really, really juicy, and you have like a sugar coating on the top. It's very nice.
Fortune cookies?
No, we don't have fortune cookies. And we normally have fireworks. Fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
We do the red envelopes, yeah.
We just mentioned that, Jamie. You're not concentrating.
With money in
We
it.
just talked about that for about 20 minutes.
We do red envelopes. So it's just good. It's a good opportunity just to get together, really, I suppose. A bit of time with your family. So I've just done half of that kind of star or flower that we were talking about. And as I say, you could have had smaller ones. So perhaps we could have ones that are down here that are smaller. We've got some of them cut out in green, they would look a little bit like leaves. So if you could have used some of these smaller ones here to cut out ones in green and then folded them over or had them sort of like that. So lots and lots of things you can do with this. And as I say, you're getting a lot of different dies in here. All of those different sizes, going from 4.5 inches right down to 1 inch. Diamonds, so really significant, and that's just one of the packets that you're getting in there, so it's worthwhile popping in your basket.
Absolutely. Rosalind says, I'm going to be spending my e-gift card today. Oh, what are you going to be buying? Let us know. Zip says, Ben, you always make me laugh. Thank you. I enjoy your corny jokes. Thank you. And Carletta says the granddaughters are called Cadence and Addison, which I think we've already got. If you want to get the Multimedia Diamonds and Triangles Patchwork Collection, there you go. It is that full bundle that we're seeing here, $22.79 or $24.69. Your dies in this set range from 1 inch right up to 4.5 inches. That is your 45 degree diamonds. You've then also got your 60. Which again are 1 inch up to 4.5 inch, and then you've also got your half equilateral triangles included in there as well. That is brilliant, isn't it, really? 24 dies in total you're going to get. You should be paying £95 or $102 for, but you're at $22.79 or $24.69. And thank you, Carletta, who sent in these pictures. So this is a picture of Cadence and Addison. So her daughter made the dresses for the kids. How cute are they?
That's gorgeous.
They've got their names on the top of their dresses as well.
Have they been embroidered on?
Looks like they have.
Oh, I love those. I'd like a dress like that.
Yeah, and they've got like cute little matching...
And I'd like a dress like that because it's definitely not got any sleeves on it.
Definitely not got any sleeves on it.
That's gorgeous. I love those colours. Really pretty.
Super cute. Thanks.
You'd want to twirl around wearing those, wouldn't you, all the time?
Swirl around?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Spin around, yeah.
Yeah.
They're really nice.
Well, the Cadence and Addison look absolutely over the moon with their little dresses there.
Did you say you used to have like a teddy bear that used to be dressed up when you were young? Did you say that?
I had loads of teddy bears.
Did you?
I had teddy bears that had different outfits, yeah, but...
Oh, yeah. And then maybe we were talking about, did you have one with football outfit?
Oh, yeah.
Your grandmother made?
My grandma made, Tim.
Yeah, that
Tim,
was
the footballer. And they had little, yeah. Anyway.
Oh, look at that one.
They're super cute. Look at Addison's little cheesy grin.
They're great, aren't they?
So cute. That is so brilliant.
I love that.
What's she got in her
Really
hand
nice.
there as well? Is that let's say Bengals?
Is that for Halloween? Is that
No,
Halloween?
it looks like a. Is it an
It looks
American?
like a blimp, doesn't it?
It does, like an American football ball. But anyway, beautiful
Lovely.
dresses, Carla. They are absolutely brilliant, very talented, and the kids obviously absolutely love those. So, amazing. Any more pictures you want to send? Send them through, studio@crafterscompanions.co.uk. Any more comments you want to fire through as well, feel free. We've only got 40 minutes left. I cannot believe how fast this show is going over. One thing we did want to have a look at, which, again, we haven't got many left of these because I think we only had 30 half an hour ago. In fact, now we've got 25 of these left. The foundation paper piecing two-piece collection, $15.59 platinum price, $19.18. So you're going to get within this set your paper to do your paper piecing with and all the instructions needed as well. So you've got the ability to make all of these really cute designs. So your little toadstool, little bird, you've got your butterfly, heart, house, the flower in there as well. Online video guide included in here too. 24 sheets of the foundation paper piecing. Paper, 6 designs, 4 of each. Plus, and this is where it gets bonkers, you're going to get the A3 cutting mat. You've also got your rotary cutter in there, and you've got your 6x12 ruler in there as well. What a deal. I've seen this bundle before.
Yeah.
I've never seen this.
I love this.
Yeah.
It is absolutely, I think it's one of my, that and the Gemini, this, the patchwork, the original builder block and this paper pad I think is amazing. I didn't do foundation paper piecing, it looked too complicated. If I show you the samples that I've got here, you'll be able to see what I mean. Because what you're doing is rather than creating something, I mean maybe actually it'll look a bit better on this one, rather than cutting a shape out and then sticking it on the top of a piece of fabric, you're actually creating the whole shape from the fabric in pieces.
Yeah.
So if you look, if you're able to look closely, you can see here where I've got my the little heart. You've got individual pieces of fabric stitched together, which makes this all flat. And you can see here that creating that kind of curve, that's done by having these pieces put in here, which means that when you do foundation paper piecing, you're not cutting a curve, everything is straight and everything you stitch is straight as well. Now, I bought myself a foundation paper piecing book with a load of patterns in it, and I found it really complicated. I couldn't understand how to work it out.
Yeah.
This paper pad makes it so easy for you to work on these. I guarantee you buy this, you work your way through it because you've actually got 4 sheets of each of these designs in here. You will be hooked and you will start doing other designs. Now what we've done in here, we've given you very simple instructions. We've given you step-by-step video instructions as well. Now what we have here is this is the overall pattern of what we're going to see. So you can actually really see how this is created. So this piece here, this yellow section, that middle wing, is actually just a rectangular piece of fabric. But because of the way we've sewn it together with these straight lines, you can see it's all straight lines, no curves in here at all. All straight lines. It creates that curve going round. And that's how this foundation paper piecing pad works. Now, down the side here, we've actually given you all of the different pieces in the pattern, the actual measurements, and what colour we've made them in here to make it nice and clear for you. You don't tend to get this anywhere else.
Yeah.
They tend to just give you the pattern, which is like this, and leave you to it.
Oh, good luck.
Okay, so this looks quite complicated. When you first look at this, you think, I don't know how this is going to work, but you will see how it all happens. Now, these are printed on tissue paper, so it's nice and thin, so you can actually see a little bit through it. And the reason for this is we're actually going to stitch on the paper, and we're going to tear the paper away after we stitch everything together. Now, one thing you do need to do is you need to change your stitch on your sewing machine to a smaller measurement. You want it at 1.2. We normally have it around about 2.5. And we also suggest using a sewing machine needle 90, which is generally like the normal size.
Yeah.
I use a particular needle for all my foundation paper piecing. So if stitching on paper, it blunts your needle much quicker than it does using paper. So what you don't want to do is, in theory, when you're starting a new project, a big project, for example, we should be changing our needles.
Yeah.
But we don't. You know, it's like anything. You don't try and, when you're using a pair of scissors or things like that, you don't think, oh, I'm going to give these scissors a sharpen before I start using them. You only sharpen them when you think, they're not cutting right.
Yeah.
And it's the same with a sewing needle. But if you use a needle for sewing through the paper, which is what we're going to do here, you will find it blunts your needle very quickly. So it's best to pop that away. You just wrap it in one of the little packages that your needles come in, and I just write paper on it so I know to change it each time I do
So
paper.
you would use one. So obviously you've got six designs, 4 sheets of each design. So you would use one sheet to create the design, and then that would be it.
What for the needle, you mean?
No, for the paper. So you couldn't reuse it.
Yeah,
so if you wanted to create multiples, it's best to buy multiple pads.
That's exactly right. And you cannot. If you make a mistake, it's quite difficult to unpick it and stitch through it again, because the whole idea is you're using a smaller stitch, you're using a narrow stitch, so it's really going to perforate that paper, so it means that it's going to tear away much easier. Each one of these in here, we've given you the instructions, and as I say, there are videos for each one of these, so we hold your hand every step of the way. We give you the overall size of the fabric that we're going to need to create it, and we give you all of those individual instructions down here. Now, what I would recommend when you do this, you need a few things. You need that rotary cutter and the cutting mats that we talked about. You ideally need a heat erasable pen and a glue stick if you can get hold of it. This is a fabric glue pen. Now, if you can't get hold of a heat erasable pen, you could use another kind of pen or pencil. I found the best way to manage my fabric is to section everything off and write on each piece of fabric what it's called. So each one would be written with A1 or A2, and I clip them together with my clips that come, you've got some quilting clips, she says looking for them, there they are, some quilting clips. I clip them together so I have a bundle for each one that I'm working on, and it just makes it easier, makes it clearer as to what you're going to do. Right, the one I'm going to do today is at the very end, which is the toadstool.
Okay.
Here, it's the toadstool here. Now, I'm not doing the top part, I'm just going to do the bottom, so I can actually show you one whole finished piece. So I want to do, this bottom part will be section B, and I can tell that because if I look at the pattern pieces, you can see this is all section A. You can see how it works, how it puts together, and this is section B. Now, I want to cut this up, but I don't want to cut right to the little dotted line, and you'll see why in a moment. I'm just going to cut that piece off like that and put that to one side. Now, I've already pre-cut all my pieces of fabric, but what I stupidly did is I didn't iron the fabric beforehand, and then I wrote on them with my heat erasable pen, and now I can't iron them because I can't remember what they're called. Don't do that. Be more organised than me. So obviously I know this one here is what B1, or this piece should be brown, and this is 3.5 inches by 6.75. So I know that is my first piece. What I want to do is I want to take that piece and I want to place it over here on my pattern. So we want to have the right size of the fabric facing up on the unprinted side. So we want it basically like that over here. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue here just to hold it together. So this is fabric glue. And I'm going to place that and just make sure it covers that little section. So that is covering B1. And then the next thing is obviously B2. So I'm going to look for that piece of fabric, B2, which is the one here, so I can see I've written on it here.
Okay.
Now, what I want to do is I want to fold this along the line where we've got B2. And I'm going to trim this away, leaving 1/4 inch seam allowance. So if you have there's a ruler in that one.
Yeah, there is.
I haven't got that one with me, but I have got my folding ruler. So on here, each of these little marks here indicate 1/4 inch. So if I put my ruler here and then move it across, so that first black line is where that 1/4 inch is.
You've got your seam allowance.
I know that's going to be where my seam allowance is. So for the first one, I'm going to use my rotary cutter, and I'm going to cut that away. And then I'm going to take my B2 piece.
Yeah.
And I want to place that over here. This is my B2 section.
Right.
And I just want to place that against that same line that I've got here, like that. Now what I can do is I can use a little bit of glue,
Yeah.
or I can use a needle, a pin to place it, put it in place. But then I can fold it like that, and I can put a pin in place. So I'm doing both. I'm doing a bit of glue.
You know this is called paper piecing, right? Mm-hmm. But in papercraft, this, what you're doing here reminds me more of iris folding.
Yeah, it is very similar.
It's not like paper piecing as you'd think a bit in papercraft, is it?
No, it's not at all. Not at all. So what we've done here, we've got those two pieces, they're all lined up.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure, you know, you can just see that's where the end is going to be for my piece of fabric, and that's where it actually ends. So I know I'm going to be stitching along this line. And I want to fold it back, and then I'm going to stitch from here along that sort of line here. So the first one, when you start off, is slightly different to the subsequent pieces that I'm going to do. So I'm going to just make sure and change my stitch length to 1.2.
Yeah.
And I'm going, before I start sewing, I'm going to make sure I've got that needle in exactly the right spot. We're going to go back and forth.
Anne's just saying she loves paper piecing, especially good when doing mini patchwork. Carletta says, thank you for showing the pictures. That's of Cadence and Addison. They are only a little spoiled by me. And Marisol says, got my order in, couldn't resist all the great bundles today. Now to get ready for work. And thank you, Lillian, as well. I know you sent in your picture too, you've just told us. I think that is of the Chinese New Year cards that you made. And Gina says, I miss Soft Craft Lucky Dips. Any chance that they will be back in the future? Never say never, is what I would say in this place. Cannot confirm or deny, but yes, potentially back in the future.
Back in the future. Now I'm going to show an error that I've done here.
Uh-oh.
So I didn't put that piece of fabric far away, and I've ended up stitching over the top of it.
Oh.
So as I said to you before, if you make a mistake and you have to stitch over or unpick, it's a little bit difficult because the paper's unforgiving. But what I'm going to do now, because I'm going to be stitching along the same line, I should have just checked on either side. And I do sometimes do this, especially when I get started, because I'm so excited to sew it all together. Like I say, this is like my favourite thing to do. I should have just popped my pin, make sure it's gone through both sides of the fabric. So just make sure, just flip it over that way. So I'm just going to do that again. I'm going to stitch along that line again. It's not going to make any difference.
No.
Because I'm not unpicking the whole thing and taking it all apart. I'm just stitching along that same line I did before. I stitch all the way across again. Okay, so that's better, Becky. That's how it should look on the back.
Okay.
So when you start, it sounds a little bit complicated when you start putting it together. So this is the first one. This one's probably the trickiest one, because then you get into a bit of a routine. So I'm going to take those pins out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fold that piece of fabric over like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to give it a finger press. I'm not going to iron it with my iron. Now the next piece we want to do B3. So we want to fold over where that line is between B2 and B3.
Yeah.
So you can see that is down there. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to trim 1/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to take my piece of fabric, which is B3, and I'm going to pop that up against that piece of fabric there.
Yeah.
So again, you're lining this up. Just make sure it's all in place.
All is becoming clear with this now.
It's
for me.
making more sense now.
Yeah, it is.
And then I want to flip this piece of paper over because I want to put my pin through all of those layers.
Yeah.
And then there. And you can use your glue stick all the way through. So I'm making sure I haven't folded it over. And then I'm going to stitch along this line.
Don't forget, if you have just joined us as well, today is the first day of our random crafts of kindness. And every £10 spend, you're going to get your stamps. We've got the Reach for the Stars stamps today. So those will get automatically added into your basket when you spend over 10. And the majority of items on this show will qualify for that, particularly this, the Foundation Paper Piece, your two-piece collection. More people have jumped in and bought this, heading down to around about 20 of these left now, so you are going to have to be quick. You did say this was going to be a popular item on the show. I don't know how I've never seen this before, Becky.
I think When they came out, we haven't had. I think we've only done it a couple of times on the
have
show.
we?
Yeah. I once was presenting and we were doing paper piecing. We had foundation, this in as well as paper piecing.
Yeah.
On a paper craft show. So I had to talk about this bit while we did. But it's all paper piecing. But like you say, this is more like iris folding.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the same thing again. So we're going to continue to work our way around, just to get all of those pieces. So next one, we're going to fold over between B3 and B4. So this is why you use this paper. I mean, you will find that you could print these, you sometimes see these out of copy of paper, but it's much better to be able to use tissue paper because it's thinner and because you can see through it as well. Oh, I'll move that a little bit then. Okay. The next one we're going to use is B4. So we're going to line that up. So when you're seeing this bit up here, you just want to make sure, because you can see that where that point is. While we're folding it, we're lining this all up. We're making sure that that piece of paper, or that piece of fabric, is going to be sufficient to cover all of those pieces. So if I showed you over here, and then I folded that like that, we want to make sure it covers that whole section, which is B4. So when you get when you get to sort of tight triangles, you just might need to just make sure when you fold it out, it's going to cover it all. Or perhaps cut your paper a little bit bigger, or your fabric a little bit bigger.
And are all of the
nervous.
designs as easy to do? So it's just exactly what you're doing right across?
Yeah. The only time it's a little bit fiddly is when you've got tiny pieces, like up here, when you've got this tiny little heart, because you're just working with smaller sections.
Yeah.
I would say the best one to start off with is the heart, the big heart, and it's exactly the same on both sides, because obviously you put two halves together.
Oh, yeah.
That would be my first one to start.
Yeah.
But they are all easy to do. And honestly, you will get the bug. You will be thinking, my goodness, there's so many times I've looked at things in shows or in exhibitions and thought, oh, that looks lovely, I'd like to make that. And then I go, oh, that foundation paper piecing, too complicated, I'm not doing that. But honestly, you will find this is really easy to do, and it will give you loads of confidence to start working on different
So for
ones.
beginners, again, a really nice bundle to go for, yeah?
Absolutely. So you can see my little markings where I put my numbers on them. They're just going to disappear when I iron everything together. So again, B4 and B5, fold that line, use my, whoops, don't throw that off the edge of it. Then trim this down. So the idea, you're getting rid of, every time you're trimming this down, you're getting rid of all that bulk of that fabric, which means that everything's going to lie nice and flat. And so it almost feels like you're using one whole piece of fabric to create this kind of design. So I'll pop that there. And again, this is B5, lining up that area, that raw edge.
Did you say start with the heart?
I'd start with the heart.
Yeah, because there's a lot more bigger pieces
one
there.
To do.
Yeah.
And then you'll find them all very easy, particularly with those small ones, that tiny little heart that you've got here, and I think you've got a little tiny heart on another design as well. That's definitely where you use the glue. It's fabric glue, and that with that little glue stick that holds everything together. You can't really get any pins in when you're working on pieces that small. So again, I'm just trimming away all those threads each time to keep it nice and tidy. And then fold that down. So you can see we're getting that curve now around the edge of the bottom of the toadstool. And once again, B6 to B5. Sounds like I'm playing battleships, doesn't it?
Do you know all I can think of when you keep saying, especially when you were saying B1, B2?
Yeah.
Remember that TV show Bananas in Pyjamas?
Oh, yeah.
They were called B1, B2 in that show.
They did. I do remember that. I'm losing my voice.
Getting very emotional about Bananas in Pyjamas.
I'm very emotional about
Two
bananas in
Australian
pyjamas.
bananas. G'day, B1. G'day, B2.
That was a good show.
It was a good show. I mean, not for adults, obviously. The only reason I used to watch it is because my kids used to enjoy it. Yeah.
So I've started watching The Queen's Gambit.
Is that the chess one?
Yeah. I don't know anything about chess. I mean, I really know nothing about chess. Both my kids played chess really well. I think they were even like in competitions and things. I just don't understand it. It doesn't sit in my head. Just like the whole idea of going left and right. They don't sit in my head either. But I find that whole show, it's really fascinating for something I've got no idea about.
It's not. That's quite an old. It's not a new one, is it?
I think it's just about to start the 3rd series.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been around a while. Make sure I've got it in the right place. So we're just doing exactly the same each time. I might be able to finish this. I'll show.
Sort of a really bad joke, but I'm not going to do it. Huh? Yeah, but I'm not going to do it.
You can't say, I was going to say a joke, but no, I'm not going to. Because now we're all going to laugh because we feel like we've coerced you into telling the joke.
I got a friend of mine who I play chess with. He's from Central Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's my checkmate. Oi! Checkmate. Dear, oh dear,
You're
oh
so
dear.
funny.
Where do I store them all? I don't know, just in the recesses of my crazy mind. Linda says she loves that programme. What's it called? Queen's Gambit. Yeah, they are making a series 2, apparently. I do like a game of chess now and again. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. I was in chess club at school. I only joined chess club, I've told this story before, but I was very big at school about collecting the badges you could put on your blazer. I told you this before, haven't I? So you get so I got genuine badges, like for sports and stuff. Like if you got your half colours and then your colours, you get like the braiding done on your blazer. So if you had half colours, you get braiding done around your sleeves, and full colours, you'd have your sleeves, and then you'd have your lapels braided in gold. But then you'd also get a badge saying colours for rugby or colours for football.
we only got badges. We didn't get.
Oh no, we got the braiding, and then of course if you got like your colours for say like rugby and sport, or if you got colours in music, you'd end up having like double and triple and quadruple blazing and stuff. You're walking around looking like an airline pilot. It was brilliant. But anyway, I love to collect all the badges, and so the two clubs that I got badges for that I didn't end up doing. One was librarian. I became a librarian just to get the badge, and then didn't do much of my fair share with the Dewey Decimal System.
Do any librarying?
Not really, no. Just used to walk in the library now and again and just go, shh, and that was it. And then, the chess club was the same. Joined the chess club, played once or twice, got the badge. That was it.
Oh, it says a lot about you, really, doesn't it?
Told you about the time I was in Cubs as well, didn't I? And I found some badges in the drawer. Kayla's drawer, and took the badges and got my mum to stitch them on. Never did the thing. Matt Reed, I think, was one.
There was a...
Come back the next day with an armful of badges. I've been working hard, lads. Been working hard.
You used to have to get your guide and brownie uniform from a caravan shop near us, and they used to sell the badges as well.
Did they actually?
Yeah, and I saved up my money, and my mum wouldn't let me buy a badge, but my sister would, so we went in there and I bought a couple of badges when I started brownies.
Yeah.
And I already had them.
Get you started, yeah.
Yeah, and I already had my hostess badge.
Hostess badge?
Yeah.
There was so many random things you could get back. There was the obvious ones like knot tying and orienteering.
Collecting.
And what?
Collecting.
Collecting.
I brought in my. To get my collecting badge, I had to bring in my collection of stickers, and I had some stickers there were scratch and sniff stickers, and they smelled popcorn. And I remember this elderly man who was checking my collection over, and I said, "Smell this one. Smell this one." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And then I made him a cup of tea because I wanted to make my hostess badge, and. So I got 2 badges in one go. Yeah, I know.
There you go, the hostess with the mostess. Tammy says, thank you, Becky and Ben, for the jokes and the great show. You're welcome. Rosalind Russell says, the Lewis and Irene fabrics are fabulous. Loads of those on the web for you. Do get them. Very, very busy for those. And Sarah Brown says, I now have the Bananas in Pyjamas song in my head. I love that show, and I watched it all the time. What time is it in Australia now? In Melbourne, Sarah? It must be. Is it midnight-ish? 1:45, is it? In the morning. It's 12. And so it's 11 hours ahead. Yeah. I bought the Lewis and Irene, says Shania. Celestial skies on midnight blue with gold metallic. Some good deals to be had. And if you shop today, you get your free gift as well, which is marvellous, isn't it? Marvellous. How are we getting on a bit? Do you know we've only got 15 minutes left on the show?
Right.
And I don't mean like that, I'm just telling you, just in case.
Come on.
Just
I had to change my bobbin.
Ah.
It's always away.
Wind the bobbin up, wind the bobbin up, pull, pull, pull.
Right. Now, my last piece,
Yep.
I obviously hadn't cut.
Oh.
But, ooh, Becky, you're good.
You sound like Frank Spencer then. Oh, Becky.
Oh, actually, I don't know if anyone else knows this fact
What?
about, what was
go.
his name?
Michael Crawford. Yeah.
Do you know before the 1983 Olympics, he coached Torvill and Dean in acting?
Michael Crawford did?
Yes. So he coached them because, I think he approached them after some competition.
Yeah.
And he acted as their acting coach. And then they won their 1983 Olympic, I think it was
84?
It was 84
Bolero.
for the Bolero.
Yeah.
And they sort of attribute it to the fact that he taught them how to act during the show.
Well, I never knew that.
No.
You are a fountain of...
Phantom of the Opera.
No, you are a fountain of great information, but he was the Phantom of the Opera.
He was Phantom of the Opera.
Bolero Day was actually on Wednesday.
Oh, is it?
It was 40 years to the day.
That must be why it come up on my thingy.
They were back in Sarajevo, Torvill and Dean. They did the thing on the TV.
It makes me cry every time I watch it. I've always wanted to become famous so I could be on Dancing on Ice.
Really?
Yeah. I can't skate at all.
But
And I've got really bad balance. And I'm really accident prone. So I think
Well, I
I
would
make
be
really
tuning
good
in.
TV, yeah.
I never watched that show.
It'd be like Todd Carty when he did it. He was
that
terrible.
was one of the best TV
Yeah.
moments ever, when he skated off into the wings because he couldn't stop.
It's hilarious. That would be me. I know, I'd love to do it. I'd absolutely love to do it.
That is so funny.
Especially doing that bit where they go...
What bit? What bit's that? What is that? What do you mean? What?
When they're skating.
Why do they do that?
They do that.
Do they?
They do that.
Do they?
Watch your back.
Oh dear. I just don't watch that show really. If I was to become famous, I'd be pushing the producers at Strictly. I'd love a
You
go.
want to do Strictly?
I'd love to have a go at Strictly. I reckon I could get quite far in. I reckon.
You think highly of yourself, don't you?
No, but I think I can't. No. Here's the thing, because I'm not much of a dancer, but when I used to do Butlins and stuff like that, you used to have to be able to like pick up. If like people show me what to do, I reckon I could pick it up quite well. I reckon I could get at least 5 or 6 weeks in. I reckon.
Really? Whoa.
Yeah.
So that sounds like a challenge.
Eh?
That sounds like a challenge.
Yeah. I mean, it's never going to happen, is it? But
Well, can we not start a bit of a petition?
what? Start a petition to get me on?
Yeah.
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 Right. So you see here, I've done my little section.
Tie.
Now, all I need to do is...
Shirt and tie.
It does look like a shirt and tie. What I want to do now is I want to trim around here. So I'm going to trim on the on that dotted line. So that last little piece, it was a bit small, unfortunately, but you can see how it works. I'm just trimming all of those pieces off along to that dotted line, because then when we come to sew, we want to sew on the black line like we've done before.
Oh, Tammy said before the show ends, can Becky show how to use the fabric cutter?
Have we got it here?
I've got it over here.
Okay, I
Can
can
we
do
have a
that.
quick look at that before we go?
So you can see how that looks. So that is forming that bottom piece of the toadstool. You can see that there. And that's how you create it. So you're creating those lovely curves with those whole pieces of fabric.
Yeah.
And then when you come to sew it together, you're just going to sew along that black line. And then when you're ready and you're finished with everything, you're just going to tear in here. And then you just pull away all the paper and you're
cool.
left with the stitch design.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it means it's just one whole flat piece of fabric, meaning it nice and easy for you to use rather than appliquing. You can get the same kind of effect just on a single layer of fabric.
Amazing. So good to see. If you want to get the foundation paper piecing pad with your A3 cutting mat, 45mm rotary cutter and your 6x12 ruler, you're going to have to be quick. Less than 20 of those now remaining. People are snapping up that deal at $15.59 platinum, $19.18. Also qualify you for your free gift as well, of course. Don't forget about that. We'll have a look at that. Tammy's asking about the fabric cutter because she's got one, but she doesn't know how to use it.
Okay.
So we'll have a little look. It's just
I'm
under
coming
the
over
bag.
here.
Okay, you go. You do that. And whilst we do that, oh, Becky, this is for you as well. Lillian sent in their picture for Chinese New Year.
Oh, love. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, I really like that.
Oh, that's done with the that dye is from Bella Luna, isn't it? The outer dye, and then you got the and then you got the dragon in the centre. That's incredible.
Ah, I need to get that dye, don't I? Is that still available?
I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, that looks really nice. I like that.
Is it Cosmic? Yes, it is Cosmic, Linda, not Bella Luna, but it's one that would work with the Bella Luna. Good job you're here. Maricel says, I was the Girl Scout leader for my niece's troop. Earning badges was one of the best parts. And Sarah Brown says, it's coming up to 2 a.m. It's the weekend. I'm okay. I can sleep more later. And Rosalind Russell says, I'm looking at the cream celestial skies for a canvas background. All right, we've got about 6-7 minutes left on the show. So let's have a look at this. This is available on the show, the fabric cutter. It comes with your carry-all bag, actually. And what a price for this. You're saving $47.99, $67.77. And the platinum price is £25.59. $36.14. So let's have a look at this for Tammy.
Okay.
Talk us around this fabric cutter. Again, this is something I think I've only seen once before.
Okay, so this is like a guillotine for fabric.
Okay.
So you have a rotary blade attached over here, which, can you see that, if I do that? Yeah? So you've got a rotary blade in here, and it's a normal size. It's like a 45mm rotary blade, so easy to get hold of. And you just unscrew this piece here and then just pop it in. But as you press this piece down, you will see that that blade reaches the edge of the cutting thing, and that's what sort of allows you to cut. Now, so if I put my hand here, I don't recommend you do it, but it's not going to cut me because the blade isn't sort of engaged. The blade is sort of flush against the fabric cutter. Now, fabric cutter looks really heavy, but it's not. It's made of heavyweight acrylic, not glass. If you want to lift it up, you want to hold the handle here. Don't lift it up with the blade. Now, the idea is that this will cut your fabric, and it will cut 4 or 6 layers in one go. Now, for me, 4 layers is the layer, the one that I use the most, because if I get a bolt of fabric, and I tend to have bolts of fabric at home rather than pieces of fabric, I can normally fold them. They're normally folded into 2 anyway, and you just fold them over again, and then I can cut a strip against the whole width of the fabric really, really easily. Now, what you want to do is I've folded my fabric, and I'm not looking at the board underneath. I'm only looking at the lines here. So where my fold is, I'm just lining up my fabric against that line. And then when I'm ready to cut, I'm just going to press down, I'm going to pull it, and that's cut that piece off perfectly. So what I want to do, and that's giving me a nice fine edge. You do that first of all, and then you flip it over. Then you use the measurements to cut the size piece of fabric that you want. So if I wanted to cut a strip that is 5 inches, 6 inches in weight, in length, I've got my fold here at the bottom, and then I've got my line down here, and I can use this either way, this I can just lift it up like this,
Yep.
or I can lift it up like that, and I can press down whenever I feel happy. So this works very well for somebody who wants to use a rotary cutter to cut long strips, perhaps, but isn't able to stand. Like I was saying, if you use a rotary cutter, it's quite difficult. You can rest your body, you rest your arm on here, and it keeps it nice and secure, and you just pull that, and then you've got, well, it's not quite, I didn't press quite hard enough down there. You can cut that, and then I've got a perfect 6-inch strip here. Now, if I wanted to make my strips smaller, I wanted to cut different pieces, I can use the lines, the grid lines down here, which isn't showing up very well. Just move that like that, so you can see. You've got these lines down here, so you can use, and I'm not going to cut now because I haven't got a board underneath, but if you were wanted to do that, you can line up your piece of fabric against that line here, and then you could cut, and then that would give you a perfect angle. So this is a 45-degree angle.
Gotcha.
So you can use it in lots of different ways. But for me, it really comes into its own. If I want to cut lots of strips of fabric, which I often do for binding a quilt, or maybe I'm just doing something that involves lots and lots of strips, the fact that I can fold everything into 4 and then line it all up and then just trim off the edge so it's nice and sharp, and then I can cut all of those strips 1 inch, 1.5 inch, half an inch even, easily with this, nice and simple. It is a really useful tool.
Absolutely brilliant. Great to see it. And of course, you do get your carry-all bag along with that as well. So that, I mean, it's brilliant. And do you know what? So much chat about that in the comments now. Shadai is saying that fabric cutter is a steal. Get it for that price. It is a giveaway. I have 2 already, or I would be buying another. And Rosalind Russell says, I've just bought this cutter for $20 more in November. At this price, I may just have to get another one. Remember, you get the fabric cutter and you get that carry-all bag as well. $25.59, incredible buy, right? $36.14 if you are shopping in the US and you're platinum. And don't forget, all of these pretty much on the show qualifying for that free gift today as well as part of our Random Crafts of Kindness. Couple more quick deals before we finish because we're nearly out of time. Can you believe it? Your mini patchwork template with your fabric strip roll. Again, really big savings to be had here. If you were picking this up, normally it was going to cost you just shy of £40, just over $46. Today you got that saving of £19.99 or $23.45. Platinum price, less you over the 20%, is $15.99 or $18.76. Also got some of those quilting pattern guides available for you as well. This is the, well, you've got 2 within this set actually. And again, I mean, the prices are phenomenal here. They're practical giveaways, aren't they? £50, $60. You save £40 or $48. You're paying £7.99 if you're platinum, $9.58 if you're in the US. Just snap those up. I mean, we can't go any lower than that. If you're not buying them at that price, you ain't never going to buy them. And we've also got the Build a Banner 2-piece collection as well. Again, you're getting 38 components across this collection. Normally £40, normally $50, saving $19.99 or $24.99. So it's a half price deal basically. Then you've got your Club Inspired discount if you're platinum, $15.99 or $19.99. Thank you everybody for all the lovely comments. We've really enjoyed this show. It's been so nice to come back and do a softer side show. This evening, live at 5 here in the UK, so that's midday for you Eastern. That is 11 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. if you're Pacific. We have got a craft along coming for you at 5. First hour is a craft along. Second hour is a Cartload Reloaded show. Going to bring you back some of the best deals from last night. Few people have been asking about that show. Few people missed out on the deals, so we're going to bring that back for an hour tonight after the craft along. Is this what we're crafting along?
It is, yeah. So it's we won't obviously finish it in the today, and I will continue this on Wednesdays at 5. Well, probably not 5 p.m. anymore because we're on air, but I'll continue these on Wednesdays for the next couple of weeks.
Marvellous. Thank you so much for a fabulous show. Thank you to you for watching as well. Keep shopping the deals. Softer Side of Life page on the website. Loads of deals there for you. You've seen the kind of discounts that we're doing today. And Becky and I will be back at 5 midday Eastern. Don't forget, first hour craft along, second hour more of those Cartload deals from yesterday. Until then, bye for now.